What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, there's been something going around within the Call of Duty community that has a lot of people riled up. And to be honest with you guys, my opinion is not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm still going to stand by it because I personally think that this is a pretty good addition when it comes to DMZ. Now, for those who don't know, in the blog post that we discussed the other day when we specifically talked about the stuff that's going on within 6v6, they also had a post about DMZ, basically describing that every single new season, they're going to reset everybody's progress. And once again, like I said, it has the whole community riled up. And I don't blame people, they should have most definitely told the whole community that this was going to be the process from day one. That's what everybody should expect, not really kind of flashing at the very end of the season after everybody worked for their stuff to find out that it's all going to be reset. But when it all boils down, I gotta say, I really do enjoy that this is how DMZ is going to be handled. Now, again, I understand my opinion is not going to be popular. I'm sure I'm going to be roasted a ton down in the comment section. Well, I don't know, because I know a lot of people who watch me don't really care for DMZ. But for those who do enjoy DMZ, I'm sure you probably won't agree with me. But if you want to keep an open mind, then by all means, you can listen to the commentary and see what I have to say. Now, there is one last thing that I want to go ahead and discuss that is on the negative side before we get into the positives. And that is, how are they going to handle the rewards? Now, this is something that they have to fine-tune. They didn't really describe it in the notes here, but I'm assuming they have something in mind. At least I hope they have something in mind, because there's absolutely no excuse for a AAA development team to not already know that, these rewards should still be obtainable in some, way, shape, or form. I really hope they don't have to, hide them or lock them behind a paid system. That would be ridiculous. I just really hope they, put them behind other challenges, other things that you can do. Maybe even port them over to the 6v6 side of things, allow people to actually try to unlock them from there. That would be a great idea. But like I said, that right there is probably the last bad thing that I see from this system. But overall, let's be real here. This is just how extraction game modes are. The reset is what makes extraction game modes basically fun, and it's what makes the game alive. Now, I did see a lot of critiques from people saying that, Call of Duty DMZ doesn't really have, an in-depth economy like Tarkov does, where items, you can sell and everything has a certain price and it all evolves as time goes on. So a reset is pretty much necessary so, everything can come back to a normal price range. But DMZ, on the other hand, doesn't have its own economy. The items that you find in a raid only have a price value for while you're in raid. And once you have everything from the buy station that you possibly want, you don't really go in for, looting and trying to find items that have value or anything of that sort. You just want to go for challenges. And if you find items, it's for a specific challenge. That's the only thing that those items are worth. I completely understand where everybody's coming from with this viewpoint. It makes total sense to me that it would annoy other people that they are resetting all of your progress because there is no economy in Call of Duty DMZ to begin with. And I personally have been fighting for this economy to come into DMZ as well. I've made multiple videos in the past discussing, basically my opinions and my feelings towards just how much that would improve the overall experience. But while that is not in the game, realistically, what do you play DMZ for? What is the end game of DMZ? To complete all the faction missions, to get all the rewards, and to max out, your insurance slots. Now, in the beginning, I just discussed that the only concern really with this overall system that they're, doing here with the resets is how are they going to go ahead and handle the rewards? But other than that, what is the main thing? Just grinding up to get all the insurance slots to become overpowered and being able to go into raid a lot easier. That's basically the end game. And same thing with Tarkov as well. A lot of people say, yeah, there is an economy, and yeah, it does get to a point where it does have to reset because, people start to complete all the missions. Everything starts to, not really have that much value to it anymore, and everybody just is overpowered. But at the same time, like I just said there, everybody's overpowered. They start to have all the weapons, they start to have all the gear, they finished all the missions so they can get stuff, for a lot cheaper of prices. It's a lot more convenient for those individuals to play the game, which makes it boring, which requires a reset. It's the same concept here with DMZ. Once you finish all the faction missions, once you get all the insured weapons, you become, exactly what I just said. You can be a little bit more overpowered, you can play a lot easier. It kind of takes away from that almost survival-ish type feel of what an extraction game mode is all about, so it requires a reset. Do you kind of get what I'm saying here? For, again, my personal opinion. I understand that my opinion isn't popular here, But I hope that you guys are staying open-minded here with the whole overall concept. A lot of people are saying it's a kick in the butt right now because you're basically losing all that progress. But again, that's the point. Once you finish all that progress, that's it. The achievements and all that stuff, if you want to be a completionist, you could still do that. But when it comes to the core of what an extraction game is all about and what makes it fun, it's totally required because that is the end game. And everybody's saying, well, this is going to pull people out of the experience. It's going to make it more boring. People won't want to, push themselves into it because they're going to be worried that they're going to get reset. But once again, just as much as people will want to stay away from the game mode, people will also, at the same pace, get bored of the game mode if there is no reset, and they will trickle away just as quickly as they would trickle away if they don't like the fact that they're implementing this reset system. Everybody, at the end of the day, if they enjoy DMZ at least, will get to the end game. They will reach that point where they have all the insured weapons, they will have all the rewards. Why would they ever go back? What would be the main purpose of them entering back into DMZ? To pub stomp? And again, that's not what extraction games are all about. It's not supposed to be something like Warzone or a Battle Royale. Well, not what Battle Royale is, used to be back in the day, but what Battle Royale is now, basically kill hunting and stuff like that. That's not what extraction game modes are all about. And with everybody having that overpowered gear, that's what it will become. And at the same exact time, like I said, the main argument that people have right now is that this reset will discourage new players to come in and try DMZ. But at the same exact time, with no reset, that would really discourage people from trying out DMZ. What's the main people complain about when it comes to COD, ladies and gentlemen? Skill-based matchmaking being way too competitive nowadays, way too sweaty. What would happen if you don't get reset ever? Everybody, or every sweat, will have all of their gear, all of the time. They'll be completely decked out, and they will never have to worry about losing their stuff ever. They'll always have it. So any new player that comes into the experience, they might time it out. Like a lot of people with Tarkov, if you're new, well, if they have a buddy that introduces them into Tarkov, that buddy will tell them, hold off for a second, wait a second, and come when obviously the wipe comes along. Or you can try it now, you can, dabble, learn the ways, but don't take it too seriously until the wipe comes, and then you can get into the experience, The same thing comes with DMZ, that's how it's going to work. It's a wipe, it's a new season. Come in, try it out, because it'll be less people who are completely decked out. Just like in Tarkov, imagine if Tarkov, oh my God, if Tarkov never wiped. Forget about the economy. Forget about all the money and the items in the game. Forget about all that nonsense. Imagine all the individuals who have all the decked out gear, all the best helmets, all the best armor, all the best backpacks, all the best ammo, all the best weapons. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And they have an unlimited supply. It doesn't matter if they die. They're kill hunting at that point. They have no worries about dying. But when the game resets, they do. When the game resets and they lose all their stuff, yeah, they have to go into survival mode. They actually have to play an extraction game how it's supposed to be played. And, one last point I want to make here. That's also what makes the end game of extraction games so fun. When you finally do, when you actually dedicate time to pushing through an extraction mode, those final moments, those final months of being at that overpowered level of being able to have all that gear is entertaining. But just like when it comes to 6v6, yeah, I might like casual gameplay, but do I want to pub stomp a bunch of noobs who don't know what they're doing every single 5 seconds of the day? Absolutely not. It becomes tedious. It becomes absolutely boring. Same thing comes when it, enters endgame. If endgame wasn't endgame and that was just how the game was forever, it would become tedious and boring. And people will just simply leave. Resetting the end game allows those people who love DMZ, love the experience, to come back in and get something fresh and re-enter themselves back into the grind. Having that level, playground across the board. It's just extremely entertaining. And I understand a lot of people hate this concept now, but I really do believe that as this goes along and as this, basically goes from season to season 3, season 4, season 5, if we get that far with Modern Warfare 2, if it's a 2-year, who knows what's going on. But, at the end of the day, once we get down the road to that point, I think people will accept it a little bit more. I think the main reason people are angry here is because it came by surprise. I think people are pissed off, at the main fact that they didn't warn anybody from day one that they were going to reset. And that's the main trigger at the moment. once people get adjusted to this, I think this will build and it will become something that's actually good for the DMZ scene. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button. Say hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's two ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch. Link to that is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.